5 big updates just dropped out of Old Trafford in the last 24 hours. A Champions League winner has handed in a transfer request. A teenage wonder kid just broke his silence on a potential move to United. A left-back shortlist has been officially confirmed, and Marcus Rashford's future has taken a stunning twist that nobody saw coming. This is the RedBreak. This is everything you need to know right now, today. Let us start with the biggest name on everyone's lips. Bradley Barcola, 23 years old, PSG winger, Champions League winner, and according to reports from Team Talk, he has submitted a transfer request and wants out of Paris this summer. Now here is where United come in. Sport Bible confirmed today that Manchester United have opened talks to sign Barcola. Not monitored, not inquired, opened talks. That is a significant step, and it tells you that Michael Carrick and Ineos have moved beyond simply admiring this player from a distance. But here is the detail that matters. Barcola's situation at PSG deteriorated after the arrival of Ivica Kvaratskhelia. He still made 49 appearances last season, contributing 13 goals and 7 assists, but the big games, he was not starting them. PSG defeated Arsenal in the Champions League final. Barcola did not start. He didn't start either semi-final either. And according to reports, he was deeply disappointed by that. A player of his level, sitting on the bench for the biggest occasions, you can understand why he wants a fresh start. PSG's position, according to L'Équipe, is that they would prefer to keep him. They would love to offer a new contract. But they also understand his frustration and would sanction a sale this summer if the right offer arrives and a replacement can be found. That gives United a genuine window to act. The valuation? £60 million. With 2 years remaining on his contract, PSG holds strong negotiating leverage, so do not expect that number to come down significantly. Now here is the part that should worry United fans. They are not alone in this race, not even close. Arsenal need a left winger after winning the Premier League title. Liverpool need an attacker urgently following Mohamed Salah's departure. Both clubs are monitoring Barcola's situation closely, according to TalkSport. And both clubs arguably have a more pressing and immediate need for a wide forward than United do right now. Sport Bible were clear on this. United's main focus this summer is a midfield overhaul, with as many as 3 arrivals expected in the engine room. A winger is described as possible, but a striker is considered more likely than another wide forward. So the question becomes this: do Ineos compete hard for Barcola against Arsenal and Liverpool at £60 million, while simultaneously restructuring 3 midfield deals? Or do they prioritise what they have identified as the most urgent need and risk missing out on a generational talent to domestic rivals? That is the strategic tension sitting in the background of this entire story, and it will define a significant part of United's summer. Watch this one very carefully, because if Barcola moves, it will happen quickly. Now let us move to a story that is building quietly but has enormous long-term significance for this football club. Ayyoub Bouaddi, 18 years old, Lille. One of the most exciting young midfielders in European football right now. And as of Saturday, he is at the World Cup representing Morocco. United have been linked with Bouaddi as part of their midfield overhaul, and on Sunday he finally addressed the transfer speculation publicly. Speaking to David Ornstein of The Athletic, Bouaddi said, "For the moment, I'm only focused on the World Cup. I cannot answer to this right now. But of course, I'm really happy to know that some clubs are interested in me." Now pay attention to what he did not say. He did not dismiss a move. He did not say he is staying at Lille. He left the door open, deliberately. And that hint of openness is exactly what clubs like United will have noted. Arsenal are also in the picture for Bouaddi, according to reports. So this is not a straightforward pursuit. The competition is real, but the talent is undeniable. Made his Lille debut at 16 years old. Played alongside Lenny Yoro, a name United fans already know very well, during his early development. He has added passing range, defensive solidity and composure to a profile that was already technically outstanding. And here is what makes the Bouaddi story particularly interesting in the context of United's summer. This is not necessarily a now signing. This is a future cornerstone, a player you bring in and build the next 10 years of the football club around. If United are serious about this pursuit, it speaks to the kind of long-term planning that has been missing from Old Trafford for far too long. His World Cup performances with Morocco will be crucial. He was already catching eyes when Morocco drew 1-1 with Brazil in their opening match on Saturday. The bigger the stage, the more his value rises. And the more urgency there will be from clubs to secure his signature. This one is worth tracking very closely over the next few weeks. Now let us talk left back, because United have a genuine problem here that needs solving before August, and the solution is becoming clearer. Sky Sports confirmed this week that Manchester United are monitoring two specific targets: Newcastle United's Lewis Hall and Fulham's Antonee Robinson. Both players, both shortlisted, both Premier League proven. Here is the context behind the urgency. Tyrell Malacia has left the club this summer. Patrick Dorgu, signed in January 2025, is expected to continue operating further forward as a winger under Carrick. That leaves Luke Shaw as the only senior specialist left-back heading into a season that includes Champions League football. Diogo Dalot and Noussair Mazraoui can cover the position if required, but neither is a natural left-back. Across a full domestic and European campaign, that is not good enough. So what do we know about the two targets? Lewis Hall is 21 years old and represents the long-term investment. Newcastle signed him from Chelsea for £28 million 2 years ago, and he has established himself as one of the most promising young left-backs in the Premier League. Sky Sports report that key figures within United's hierarchy admire Hall and see him as a player they could look to act on if the opportunity arises. The problem? Newcastle are under no pressure to sell. They are building an ambitious squad for European competition, and they would demand a significant fee, with ESPN reporting Newcastle want upward of £60 million. That is a number that would test Ineos considerably, given everything else they are trying to do this summer. Antonee Robinson offers something different. The Fulham defender is more experienced, more immediately reliable, and critically entering the final 2 years of his contract. That changes the negotiating dynamic entirely. A player with 2 years left on his deal is available at a lower cost. ESPN reported that Robinson's contractual situation could make him accessible. He also considers himself one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. His athleticism, his attacking output, his defensive resilience, these are qualities that would immediately improve United's options on that left side. The key complication with Robinson? Liverpool are also in the picture. Team Talk reported that Liverpool want Robinson as a replacement for Andrew Robertson this summer, and that he could be keen on a return to Merseyside after his earlier links with Everton. That is a real and serious rival for his signature. So United face a choice: go for Hall at significant cost and wait for him to reach his ceiling, or move for Robinson at a more realistic price with immediate Premier League impact, or potentially, if budget allows, explore other options entirely. What is clear is that the left-back position will be filled this summer. It has to be. And now the story that has genuinely divided the fan base in the last 24 hours. Marcus Rashford, Manchester United. A potential reunion that most people had written off as impossible. The Sun reported exclusively today that Michael Carrick has left the door open for Rashford to resume his Manchester United career. The headline detail: Carrick has been in regular contact with the 28-year-old England winger, and Rashford has reportedly sounded out senior members of the first team leadership group about a potential return. The feedback he received was positive. Let us look at where things actually stand. Barcelona's option to sign Rashford permanently for £26 million expired today, Monday, June the 15th. They did not trigger it. Rashford reacted by removing all Barcelona references from his social media profiles. The chapter in Spain, for now, appears to be closing. His season there was genuinely impressive. 14 goals and 14 assists in 49 appearances across all competitions. He helped Barcelona retain the La Liga title, but he failed to establish himself as a regular starter under Hansi Flick, And when Barcelona spent big to sign Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, the writing was effectively on the wall. So why is Carrick open to bringing him back? According to former United chief scout Mick Brown speaking to Football Insider, it comes down to a simple but important distinction. Rashford's problems at United were with Ruben Amorim, not with the club, not with the dressing room, and certainly not with Carrick, who played alongside him during his own time at Old Trafford. The relationship is different. The environment is different. Brown told Football Insider directly, there's an opening for him on that left-hand side, and he would be perfect for the style of play Carrick has put in place. I'm sure, if it's possible, he will be seeing whether he would be willing to come back and play a role, especially with United now in the Champions League. But here is the complication that the headline does not tell you. There are serious doubts about whether Rashford himself wants to return. By all accounts, he had hoped to stay in Spain, either at Barcelona or elsewhere in Europe. He is 28 years old, contracted to United until 2028 and earning reported wages of £325,000 per week. Finding a club willing to match that is not simple. Arsenal have been informed of his availability. Bayern Munich have been mentioned as potential suitors. Chelsea are in the background. And the World Cup, where he is representing England right now, could be the decisive factor. A strong tournament raises his market value. A quiet tournament limits his options. What is genuinely new here is Carrick's position. This is a manager signalling openness. That is a significant change from the narrative just weeks ago when reports suggested United had no desire to welcome Rashford back. Now, the situation is more nuanced, more complicated, and frankly, more interesting than it has been at any point this year. Whether Rashford ends up back at Old Trafford or moves on to another chapter elsewhere, this story is far from finished. So here is where everything stands as of today. Bradley Barcola, talks opened, £60 million the ask, Arsenal and Liverpool circling. Time is not on United's side. Ayyoub Bouaddi, the wonder kid has spoken, the door is open, Arsenal are competitors, the World Cup could define everything. Lewis Hall and Antonee Robinson, both officially on the shortlist, both addressing a genuine and urgent squad need at left back. Two very different profiles with two very different price points. And Marcus Rashford, the most dramatic twist of the summer. Carrick has made contact, the dressing room has given positive feedback, and nothing is decided yet. This summer is moving fast and United are right at the centre of it. So what do you think? Should Manchester United push ahead with these deals? Which player would be your priority signing? And what happens next with Rashford? Does he come back or does he move on for good? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications for more Manchester United updates here on RedBreak. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.